What's going on, Neon Nation? Welcome back for some Cyberpunk 2077 news and the latest info in the world of Night City and the developer behind it, CD PROJEKT RED. Today we have just how many people are working on the project at its peak and how that's comparable to The Witcher 3, some Steam awards and CD PROJEKT RED's awards and accolades, if Cyberpunk 2077 will be an Epic launcher exclusive and opt out of Steam and GOG, details on mod support, harvesting Cyberware, collector's editions, when we could possibly see more Cyberpunk 2077, and some new lore detail episodes which feature bars and clubs in Night City. Before we start, we have some awesome Cyberpunk 2077 art to share. This is becoming sort of a routine with our news episodes, so if you have any art you'd like to feature, whether that's strictly Cyberpunk 2077 art, fan art, Neon Nation art, send me a Twitter DM for a potential feature. First up, we have the official Cyberpunk 2077 Twitter page tweeting out some new designs. Now this is female V holding up what looks like a submachine gun of some sort. Now this is interesting because it isn't strictly lore based, as the clothing V is wearing seems to be of the artist's own rendition versus it being true to the Cyberpunk 2077 aesthetic and samurai jacket we've seen so far. Next we have this male V fan art by Mizuki Katsu featuring male V with his samurai jacket and LED collar. He's got this super intimidating red eye glow and stare, and this is one of my favorite pieces that the team has retweeted so far, if not my favorite. Next we have details about the Epic launcher and if Cyberpunk 2077 will be an Epic Store exclusive. This has happened with popular game Metro Exodus lately, and it was met with some backlash, so it seems to be on people's minds. Now we don't know anything about the PC version other than the fact that it will be on PC, but it seems CD PROJEKT RED has indeed shot down the idea that it will be an Epic Store exclusive. To be honest, we knew this was coming because CD Projekt owns GOG.com, a digital distribution platform for games and films, and it will most likely launch there as well as on Steam. Now because GOG is a subsidiary of CD Projekt, supporting CD PROJEKT RED by buying on GOG when Cyberpunk 2077 releases might be a good idea. Next we have just how many people are working on the project. We all know that The Witcher 3 was one of the best single-player story-driven RPGs of our time, but we now also have some confirmed numbers for the development teams of both The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077 for us to be able to compare. Now we've known these numbers loosely for some time, but we finally have concrete details that the team that is bringing us Cyberpunk 2077 is 60% bigger than the one that gave us The Witcher 3. The workforce numbers are in the 400s, with a big jump in employees from the 250 working on The Witcher 3 at its peak. Now I don't want to overhype anything at this point, but this can speak to the sheer detail and polish we may get as a result in 2077. If they could deliver literally hundreds and hundreds of hours of premium content with lively side quests and activities and a fully fledged addictive side game in Gwent, all present in The Witcher 3, I can't imagine how much depth there will be in Cyberpunk 2077. The bonus is that it will all be wrapped in a beautiful cyberpunk aesthetic and world. Now again, I don't want to overhype, so temper expectations as always, but this is pretty awesome news. Next we have a couple of details including gameplay demo and collector's editions plans. In the CD PROJEKT RED and Cyberpunk 2077 forums, we had a question by a forum member who wanted to know if we were going to get a demo limited to one area of the map, much like what we saw in the 48-minute demo. Now we did get an answer to this as CDPR employees take to the forums and answer questions from time to time. It seems like this is something that they're not looking into at the moment. This has been asked a couple times, so there's your answer for those that are curious. Next we have collector's edition plans. This was via the Cyberpunk 2077 Twitter, where someone asked if collector's editions will be exclusive to PC, since this is a trend that is starting to emerge with some developers. We have confirmation here that when and if they do come, they will be on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. Now this doesn't all but confirm a collector's edition, but they're pretty precise here in their answer, instead of saying their typical "we don't know at the moment" or "we can't answer that right now," so I'd be willing to put money on the fact that this is low-key insight that we'll eventually see a collector's edition. The Witcher 3's collector's edition sold out in under 24 hours, so make sure if you guys want to splurge a little for CD PROJEKT RED, you're keeping up to date with that. Of course, if you are already subscribed, you'll be up to date when the time comes. The next question is in regards to a morality meter and if it will be available. This was asked in the Cyberpunk forums, where it was answered with, "We won't do any arbitrary morality meter for Cyberpunk. We try to handle these things in a more organic way by tracking choices and how those choices affect people around you. A ganger in the city wouldn't care if you told a fixer to take a hike, but maybe the fixer remembers, or the ganger and fixer are buddies, in which case new situations will arise. We want to keep it as true to real life as possible. Having characters remember your deeds throughout the story really does give more weight to your decisions. Morally great choices will be in flux at all times, and having no indication of its effect in the story until there's some sort of culmination, disagreement, or fight is going to be incredibly immersive if done right. We also have questions on mods and mod support, to which CD PROJEKT RED responds that they're focusing on making the game for now, but potentially later. We also have another detail from a while ago that we haven't really talked about in harvesting implants. It seems we won't be able to harvest implants from dead NPCs, and we'll have to go to our Ripper Docs to upgrade them. This seems kind of weird in terms of immersion because we even see Jackie rip out some poor guy's cyber optic in the E3 trailer. Our character not being able to kind of contradicts that scene and makes me think, hey, if Jackie can do it, why can't we? But again, it might be something subject to change, so we'll have to see how they integrate that. Just going back to that initial art screenshot from the beginning, a fan asked as to why V could one-hand the submachine gun, also whilst having no fear of recoil, to which the page tweeted, "It's all about the cyberware." I think we will for sure see a subdermal grip that is used for reducing recoil, since that just makes sense. Next we have CD PROJEKT RED winning accolades of Best Developer at the Steam Awards 2019. Adam Badowski, head of studio and game director of Cyberpunk 2077, responded with a brief video and mentioned that whilst being named Best Developer is an honor, it's also a responsibility to always go the extra mile and put more love into everything they do, and promises that everyone on the team is super hard at work to make Cyberpunk 2077 a quality release. Shout out to the team for winning and instilling some more confidence in us for 2077. Next we have PAX East. This isn't any hard news, but lots of people feel like their hype is dying and are wondering when we can see Cyberpunk 2077 next. So for that, let's look into upcoming PAX East in March, which is only 45 days away. Now back in 2015, The Witcher 3 had a presence at PAX 2 months before its 2015 release and before 2015's E3. Now look at just how much we got from The Witcher 3 when PAX East finally hit. New gameplays, interviews, details, and much more. Now this was maybe in response to the delay of the game from 2014 to 2015, but I can't see us not getting anything at PAX from Cyberpunk 2077. PAX and E3 are big for video games in general, and for that I'd say those two are shoo-ins to see new details from Cyberpunk. If the 2019 release predictions for Q4 carry any weight, as is the promise of a bigger and better marketing approach to Cyberpunk 2077 in comparison to The Witcher like they've promised, PAX could be the start of a beautiful campaign for CD PROJEKT RED and something where we can finally have some tangible details. Next we have some Cyberpunk world building details from the makers of Cyberpunk 2077's source material. Here we have details of bars in the world of Cyberpunk, so let's look at the Night City specific ones and what we may be seeing in 2077. First we have Club Atlantis, which occupies the top 3 floors of the Piper Memorial Sports Arena. This bar features blood sports and is frequented by the up-and-comings of the world, including edge runners and corpse owners. The club is designed to make you feel like you're tripping hard, with angled mirrors, animatronics, and lighting effects to give the illusion that people are walking around and defying physics. Atlantis is a high-end club in Night City. Next we have Forlorn Hope, founded by John the Professor Freeman. This is a bar frequented by veterans of the Central American War. Now if you guys watched the last Johnny Silverhand video I made, we made mention of him being a Central American vet, so maybe this is someplace he'd go to. Many of its patrons are former soldiers looking to get back in the biz, and the bar itself doesn't advertise. Word of mouth amongst mercs is enough for Forlorn Hope. The bar features an in-house band called the Slaughtered Lambs, and there are rooms to rent where mercenaries can meet with Ripper Docs or to get their weapons repaired. Since there are a lot of soldiers, mercenaries, and solos, the professor runs a safe house for those who are on the verge of cyberpsychosis and need a place to lay low, detox, and get some help. Finally, we have the coolest bar in my opinion called the Black Hole, which takes place in Earth's orbit on the Crystal Palace. This is a fancy orbital habitat with wealthy and influential residents. The club itself is a marvel and uses holographic tech to create the illusion of interstellar gases slowly swirling around in the room until they vanish into a black hole in the ground. The gravity here is 80% that of Earth's, and the drinks are 100 times more expensive than traditional bars. This is a place to make a statement with rich folk wearing the most expensive and inspiring fashions. This includes body paint and other awe-inspiring accessories. Thanks for watching, guys, and for everything and anything Cyberpunk 2077, make sure you subscribe to the Neon Arcade and join Neon Nation.